and welcome back. So it has been a minute, not too long, but long enough. So I've been busy and I've been mommying and doing a lot of, just mommy duties. Life's been a little hectic, so I haven't really had much time for YouTube, and I try to schedule YouTube like at least put in a day where I'm gonna film or share or update you guys. But sometimes when I try to do that, it just never works out. So I just stick to doing these unplanned videos. But today I thought that I would get a video out because I did promise that I would get something up this week, even if it was late. Um, but yeah, I want to update you guys on what's been going on. So recently, I was using my if you hear my son outside, he's very active. That's all I can tell you. But recently I was using my what is this? Cafe Nanami notebooks. One of these are a journal, which I have not touched in such a long time. Like I haven't touched it in such a long time. So I don't even really know why I keep it in there. But to go further into detail about this, I was using this for like my everyday planning aside from my home planner and things like that. And I was using it in conjunction with this traveler's notebook passport size that I have here. And I don't know, at some point in time, I got really bored with my typical layout. So I've already shown like how I have like my June and stuff set up. I'm going to zoom you guys in just a little bit. I've already shown like how I have like my June and stuff set up and how I went ahead and set up like these couple of months. And I am keen on sticky notes. Like sticky notes have been like my best friend. And I've been sharing the newest, well, it's not too new, but this is what I was originally doing with a week in notes, which I still love. I love a lot. But for some thing in me, I felt like I just needed a bit of a change. I felt like I needed to be able to move some stuff around, add in some stuff that I was really missing out of here. So because I did daily pages all the way to December, which I proved my point at least that I could mimic the Hobonichi in this book. Maybe not getting the entire year in this book, because if you really think about it, if you add in these future log pages and then you add in all 12 months, and then if you have a week in notes like the Hobonichi weeks with days, you're not really going to be able to get the entire year in here. I started this back in April. So I was able to get like from April to December, but it would still be missing 3 months. So I proved my point with that. But the same issue with the Hobonichi weeks and this is that there was always something kind of missing, which again, my home planner really covers the basis for that because everything's in it, like the meal planning, appointments, medical stuff, all of the above things that are needed to kind of help me remember a lot of stuff. But this was just the general planning, which really carried me and it really helped me to be able to use this for sticky notes. So I thought I was solving my problems for missing the meal planning section by tossing in this little book, which I was writing down meals and stuff, and I only did like 2 weeks. I only did like 2 weeks in here, and then I did not really care for this because I felt like it was just another book that I had to flip through, and I just felt like I needed a break. However, though, I did love what I was doing for the past 3 weeks now. I think almost 4 weeks. I didn't do any notes in here because this was actually the week in which I kind of just decided, you know what, I'm going to try something different for the time being. I had kind of gotten tired of the Tomoe River paper just for a little bit. Wanted something a little bit more grippier. I haven't even daily planned in it since I think the last daily plan that I did was Wednesday of the 7th, which I believe it's last week. So I haven't really daily planned it, and I didn't check off my previous day from, you know, all of that either. So I've fallen off. I do believe though, because the nature in me is to go back and to pre-fill in days that I didn't fill in, because I like having everything, you know, kind of finished. I think I will go back in and finish it, although I'm kind of stuck between, should I stay in this and just tweak what I can tweak, or should I jump into something else? But I really liked what I did here. I really like the change. It's a new change because, again, I am used to planning like this, where I have my full week box and it's not broken up. But I talked about how this looked pretty jumbled together and I wasn't really able to see the appointments. But with this, doing this helped a lot. So I like this. So yeah, this was the update in terms of like this. And then like for my passport, because I'm in the process of updating this too, because I have, for starters, I haven't been many places. I'm gonna zoom you guys in one more time. For starters, I haven't been many places. I haven't even left the house a whole lot besides where I need to be, and I just haven't needed to put a whole lot of stuff in here. I mean, my husband has been taking our son to his appointments this week, so I've just been noting them in the home planner and things like that, but I haven't had to really note them in here. I usually use like an on-the-go planner when I'm like out and about, but I haven't been, you know, out for some time. So I did pre-fill everything. The only thing I didn't do was for this week. So like I will probably go back in and back plan this. I did state this in recent videos though, that I did not know if both my bullet journals would stick. However, I do miss my Nanami notebook a lot, and I also like this passport a lot. But what kills me is, like I said, there are just some elements that I missed having with my planning, aside from like having to carry my home binder, that this just does not have. So yeah, so with all of that being said, I toyed around with the ideas. Of setting up a personal rings. This is not a personal ring binder. This is a Franklin Covey compact size. It's the Tanya Plans binder. I have such a big love-hate relationship with rings like nobody's business. And it's so crazy because when I first started out in the planning community, I did use a bullet journal, but I quickly shift over to rings once I learned about rings and how versatile they were. And I really found like my love for planning while using rings. However, since using rings and since doing like my planning in different ways other than just a simple bullet journal, I have grown to love several different ways that you can plan. I'm not a spiral planner for any reason at all. Like I cannot come up with a good reason enough to love a spiral. However, I still love some form of a ring, and I found my sweet spot with disc. And I never thought in a million years I would love disc. I would always see them and I would always contemplate and talk about why disc would never work for me until I tried it. Well, I jumped back into this, and the reason why I love this binder, like I love the way it looks, but the reason why I don't love this binder so much is even when it's not super full, it's still such a hard time closing it because of this trifold thing. Like I wish so badly that she would have just made this a strap, instead of like having this trifold, like maybe having a strap closure, like a slide-in magnetic strap closure versus the trifold. The trifold is really pretty and I got the concept, but again, something that's just extra. So I went back in and I set up everything kind of similar to how I had it set up some time ago, like if you've been following, obviously, my planner journey this year, then it's not too different. I have made stuff like I went ahead and I made page lifters. These are a lot heavy duty. I made these out of the A5 or the junior Discbound clear covers. I had a pack, a whole bunch of them, and I made them out of that, and they are really sturdy. And then some of those plum paper clear covers that go over your paper when you get your order. I use this to kind of add in to like protect the sheets from this and stuff in the back. I have my vellums, which basically just has some ephemera, and then I have like my year overviews and holidays for the year. And then this is by no means finished, but I wanted to share with you guys what's in here and what I was missing from my bullet journal. So what I really missed was to be able to change out certain inserts, to be able to change up things. And what I really like about bullet journaling is that when you have a bullet journal, you can literally draw out or make something to be exactly what you need it to be. But when you don't want that layout anymore, you can't change it. You either have to start all over in a new bullet journal or rip pages out or start fresh on a new spread with a new layout. And sometimes for a lot of people who have like OCD about pages not looking all the same or stuff like that, it's really hard to wrap your mind around blank pages and stuff. And I'm someone who has that. Like I cannot, like I have very, very strong feelings about starting in the middle of a book after I started it with something completely different. So I like rings for the aspect of being able to change things. So I got these inserts from Haru Plans, and I intend to put like the months in here just so I can like see it visually, track certain stuff, like if I want to track and whatnot. And then after that, I have a AM and PM routines page, also from Haru Plans, and I plan on breaking down our routine and putting it in here. Oh my goodness. And then I keep these in here. These were from My Summer's Touch. I used these so many years ago, but they're like a monthly overview with a tracker, and then you can break down like your goals and projects, your weekly schedule and routines, your expenses for the month, and then you have some more little trackers on the side. I like to keep these in here just on the offense that I could use them, but I haven't used them in a while. They were really helpful to me during the time in which I did use them. And then I get a lot of questions too about like where my inserts are from. So I bought all of these inserts minus the things that I'm mentioning the names for. I bought a lot of them from Amazon. So yeah, but I went ahead and I did my monthly setup in here. And basically the reason why I have not used my my passport this week is because I wanted to test out I think this isn't on a string. Okay, good. I wanted to test out like what the feels gave me for doing the same thing in here. So that's what I did. So this monthly I basically copied, and I like having the extra space. I don't like so much having to share a box. So like I think, what is it? Yeah. July has to share a box on this mini calendar because there's not enough boxes, opposed to like in here there's more than enough boxes, so you don't have to share a box at all. So I like this. The boxes are just a tad bit smaller than these, or I'm sorry, these are a little bit bigger, these are a little bit smaller than these, but I do like it. I always loved these inserts. They're super cheap, but they're also really nice quality, and I like them a lot. So this is the monthly. And if you're familiar with the original setup, then it'll come at no surprise that these are literally set up the same way. And then I cut down this was made for junior Discbound. And then I just cut it down and hole punched it and rounded out the corners so that it looked like it was made for personal. And it's just a little clear folder, double-sided folder that I can put stuff in, some sticky notes and a reference book. Oops, some sticky notes and a reference book. And then this is what I'm considering like my inbox, my weekly tracking, all of that. So I got these two things from Haru Plans, and they are 30-day challenges. They're 2 pages. And what I intend to do, which I'm going to start for July, is I intend to do workout challenges. And yes, I put these in here specifically for that purpose. And then after that, I have trackers. So I have the rest of the year for the weeks. And then I have trackers in here, which basically this is to help me track any and everything. So I can track weekly events, or I can track film dates, or I can track anything. I haven't quite deciphered yet what I'm going to be using all of these trackers for. I know one is going to be used for my general cleaning tracker, like how I've been using just a general cleaning tracker, but I have this in here, which has a breakdown of like your monthly checklist, your priorities for the month, and then you have your monthly schedule where you can do like your monthly events, and then you have your little monthly overview there. And then it's like that for this first section, and then it goes into a tracker for the month, and then it just repeats itself. You have your monthly overview with checklist, priorities, and schedule, and then it goes into another monthly overview. So I have all of that up there, and then I have this, which I'm considering it like an inbox or a note page or something like that. It's just a couple of little sheets in here just to jot some notes down, because as I mentioned before about these particular inserts, they do not allot for note space. So at least having a place with notes, you can still write notes down, despite the fact that I do have a note section in here. So after that, I quickly set this up to mimic my weekly in the passport size. I really like passport and pocket size, and I know that I always love it because it's so cute and it's so small, and I feel like with the right tools, like the right kind of pen nib and stuff, you can get a lot of information in these little things. And I really like this for my on the go a lot, because even if I don't take the entire thing with me all the time, if I switched wallets but just kept this little book, it's so easy because it's so compact. But I like having this too because the space in here is just great. Same like just having the B6. So like I like the B6 slim size. This kind of reminds me of that. This is a little bit smaller than the B6 slim, but it's still almost the same height as the B6, I want to say. And I just like using like this weekly layout. This weekly layout is like my favorite. Again, it reminds me of the Filofax, so that's why. But I broke it down. I didn't put the other half of this week because I just wanted July in here. So I started it on a Thursday and just copied over from my weekly passport insert. And then, again, I've just been copying everything over. And I really, really like this. This is so clean. This is a lot better than what I was doing last couple of months when I used this planner in particular. This is a lot cleaner. Like if you can see, this is literally the same spread. It's just a lot bigger, which allots for a lot more information and a lot more space, because I was able to get my chore list in here that I needed to tackle for this particular weekend. And this was awesome because I could have done that in here, but I didn't because I put these stickers here. So yeah, and then this is this week, and I've been using this instead of the Passport Traveler's Notebook. As you can see, I didn't do anything. So I'm going to be transferring everything from here to here. I mean, it's unnecessary, but for me, I just, in case I decide that I just can't do the rings at all, because like I said, this is such a tight clothes. Like, I need to decide whether or not I'm going to slim her down just a little bit so she's a easier clothes. But like I said, I like all the things that are in here, and it's really hard for me to part ways with things. So that's why I always keep a bullet journal, because I don't have the issues with closing and stuff like that. But nonetheless, I really like this a lot. And then everything else stayed the same. So if you're familiar with the recent flip that I did of this, everything else stayed the same. I still have a schedule section. I only have 2 months in here. I'm thinking about jumping it down to 1 month just to kind of ease up some space in here, because this is really like full for this closure and stuff. And then with all these stickers and whatnot on here, it gets even more bulkier. I've tried to use a lot of little like sticky note things so that they're easily removable. I did kind of jump ahead and decorate for our vacation week because I won't be here, and I just know that I won't be here. So I've been kind of doing that. I do have a meal planner in here, and this is what I'm really liking, because if I decided to take this with me, opposed to having my B6 Slim, like I was taking both that and the passport, at least this has everything within the rings, and I don't have like 50 books that I'm shuffling through and trying to shuffle through. I can literally just turn a page. So I have that, and then I have these jot pads and sticky notes from Filofax, and then I also have this is my bill tracking section, which again, like I said, I just put this stuff in here. I haven't really had a whole lot of time to go through and set up anything, but I have like my online tracker, orders. I have yearly. I have a yearly, which I use this. So okay, if I go back into this, if you guys are very familiar with the beginning of my planning setup for January, I was using this insert for what I'm using for this insert. And basically all this is tracking like all our household bills, if they come out or not. So that way I have a clear visual of all the bills that do come out. And so I'm not sitting here guessing like what bills come out, when does this come out, did this come out? So I just check them off because it's a yearly tracker and it goes from January through December. And then anything that I cancel or anything that's not coming out or isn't going to be coming out for a while, I've been highlighting it in pink. The problem with the one in here is that I oftentimes forget that this is here because I put it in the very back when I should have used this one. Hold on. I should have used this one right here, and it would have been easier because I always flip here first versus back here. But those are like things I could change since I do have one in the front. But that is what this insert right here is that I use for. And then I have like this checkbook register, which basically just has like the contents, whether or not you used cash or card, the income, or an outlay. And I just have a couple of these inserts in here, and then some blank paper for math notes and things like that, like when you're trying to figure something out. I have a to-do section, and I have a project section, which I will talk about in my Plum planner. So this is the project section. And basically, I did use this when I had it in the previous setup, but I only had like 2 in there at the time. And lately I've been doing a lot of home projects. I've been having a lot of things, but life is about to change for us. I may be moving. So we'll see. We'll have more projects in the coming. Can't talk too in depth about that, but just know that I may or may not be filming for a while, and I will update you guys on my film dates and the break and all of that stuff in the coming. But anyway, I put a bunch of these in here because I have like a bunch of little projects that I want to try to get done. And then I have a note section, a miscellaneous section. And this miscellaneous section didn't really have a good tab, and I'll talk about these rings in a minute, but this miscellaneous section didn't have really good of a tab, but basically it's just like another one of these little holidays printed on vellum, so that way I wouldn't have to jump all the way to the front. And then I have June through, I want to say December, or is it just the September? So I have June through September, and I'm supposed to be writing in like medical appointments and stuff like that. But like I said, I haven't been in this. I haven't gotten a time to sit down and really dive into this, because I have the reason for visit and questions, and then medication tracker, and then a phone log for like doctors, off base stuff, things like that. And it's probably a good reason, or probably good that I haven't filled out this stuff yet, because like I said, life is getting ready to change in like 4 months for us. So I may be moving, my filming schedules may be off, routines may be off, things may be changing for us again. So yeah, it's pretty hectic. But so maybe a good thing that I haven't filled that out yet. Then I have this favorites sheet in here, favorites pages. I always put this in here with the hopes that I'm going to be jotting down either favorite books, favorite quotes, favorite movies, and things like that, favorite foods. Like I have a photo printer, and my idea is to print pictures of things that I liked and then write little snippets about them and then rate them with these little stars. But I just never get enough time, but hopefully I'll have some time where I can do that. And then I just have a bunch of little toddler lists here. And then that's the end of this personal rings. And then I just stuck some things in here for grocery shopping and whatnot in the back. So what I was trying to mention also about this binder is like this binder from Tanya Plans. I love it to death. I think it's really pretty. However, the trifold does not allow for, even with the smallest of contents in here, like if I had 25 or 30 millimeter rings, it came with 30 millimeter rings. If I had that in here and everything was not overlapping the closures of these rings, this would still be a very hard close, because if you put anything in these pockets, it's really hard on itself. And I put personal inserts in here because the Franklin Covey compact inserts were a little too wide for this planner, and they would bump up against this, so it really wasn't a lot, but for like this many things. And for me, that didn't make much sense to have like larger rings, or to make larger rings for this planner and then to not be able to utilize the space that the larger rings accommodates for. The second thing that I'm not loving about this binder, which draws me away from it a little bit, is because the rings that Tanya has for her binders are not super strong. Like I've had a ton of Filofax rings, I've had a ton of Moterm rings, and these are just not it. These are 1.5 inch rings, and they were brand new when I moved into them. And then when I started opening the rings to put stuff in, to put the inserts and stuff in, they started getting like gaps. Like these two rings, from like 1 or 2 opens, they got like small little gaps. And it's not a super big deal, but it's a big deal when you're trying to flip through and then like your thinner inserts gets caught on these rings. Like that's really annoying. So I don't know if I'm gonna stick with this entirely. I love this setup. I like what I did with it. And yeah, it's just like, I can't. So yeah, that's the update with my personal or compact size binder. Now this video is going to get so long. Oh my gosh. It's gonna get so long. But let's see. I have been using very actively my home planner, which I don't share a crap ton of. I don't share my home planner a lot, but I have been using it a crap ton. I have been gravitating towards this more than usual because it serves such a outlet for me to just plan freely without all the extra stuff that I was doing in my bullet journals, and so I love it. Now, I did order some stuff from Happy Planner. I didn't order much of anything really, but I ordered like a couple of inserts and things. So I ordered some basic note paper, just like some little half sheets. I thought that those could be helpful for like when I wanted to jot notes, but not necessarily have like a whole A5 sheet sized paper that I would be wasting all the paper for, or I would be wasting the space for, because sometimes I just don't need all of that space. But I wanted to at least have something that would still let me write notes. And I like the Happy Planner mini size for the A5 because it can just fit in the middle, and it just looks like it's just part, like a Dutch door, like it just looks a part of the system. The other thing that I picked up was also these mini Happy Planner trackers, which I absolutely love, because I just thought, how freaking convenient would it be to set intentions and goals and stuff and then track them off, versus having a tracker like this. And I'll get into this. I have not touched this tracker. I have not touched this tracker at all this month, because this month has just been crazy busy. But I just thought that how great would it have been to just have like mini trackers like this. That way I can just like put the thing that I'm tracking and then reach the goals. And then I like the back because the back had like room to write. I'll show you and stuff, but the back just had like room to write. I picked up some more of these because, as you know, I've been using these ones, which I like because I like to write like a couple of big things that I want to tackle for the week. And I like doing my reminders here and then my meals here. But this one is, the boxes for this are a little bit bigger here, so I can break it up into two or split it between priorities and things like that. There's like so many ideas that I feel like I can do with this box versus this size. It still do the same thing here, but I don't know. I just wanted to change up. And then like this one is notes and this one is to-dos. And then it's a basic note page on the back, and I can just write my meal list or scheduled meals for the week on the back. So just a switch up from this. And then the last one that I got was some project sheets, which I wanted to have the project planner for the Plum planner, but I didn't want to go through the motions of creating an insert and all of that stuff. I don't even know if the Plum planner has a project planner, but I didn't want to go through the motions of trying to set those inserts up and then waiting for them to be shipped, because they aren't super cheap. The add-ons do add up, and they do make the cost of your planner way more expensive than it is originally. So yeah, I just was like, the Happy Planner has a couple of good things that I like. I'm not always keen on like all the little deco stuff that they put on like the spine of it, but you know, I can get around that. But like I said, I've been gravitating towards my home planner a lot. Like, I've been using this so much. I've been using the monthly, I've been using the weeklies, I've been tracking, I've been doing a lot of deep diving of just getting stuff done and reminders and note taking and things like that. I wasn't too pleased with how this week set up. I think I did a plan with me for this. Wasn't too keen on this. Quickly switched it up, and this works so much better. So I found some stickers that I had gotten Happy Mail like a few years ago, and they were perfect. They were just like perfect for what I needed, because they were like boxes indicated for like appointment times and whatnot. And so I've been using those to kind of highlight the appointments. I think they're Planner Kate. I'm not too sure. They were kind of from Happy Mail, but they do resemble like the Planner Kate stickers that I did have some time ago. So this was last week, and as you can see, like just from like what I've been saying, there's like appointments every single week and stuff. And this week, hold on, y'all, hold on. Okay, this week was no different. There were a crap ton of appointments and stuff this week. I'm gonna have to reinforce the bottom of this. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reinforce that. But yeah, like I said, there was a crap ton of things that were happening for this week too. I've been working on a lot of projects and things like that. So like I said, this super helpful. The errand stickers, I don't know if these are Happy Planner or not. They might be Happy Planner stickers. They were also in a gift package that I got, Happy Mail. I like the errand stickers. They've been helping a lot. And then again, I've been using this to keep track of like important to-dos, reminders, the meals and stuff for the week, and then some notes. And then I started putting my project sheets to good use because I've been doing a lot of home projects, and so I've been taking this time to just deep dive and break down some of those home projects so that I know what I'm working on instead of trying to figure out how to do everything in one day and winging it. This way I can check off what it is that I've done, and then what I need to transfer to maybe another day. Maybe I need to work on this project another day. I can do that. So super duper love my home planner a lot. This has been like everything. I contemplated on getting these inserts at the beginning of the year, and I beat myself up for it, and then I got them, and I've just been happy ever since I got them because they just make life so much easier. So my dailies are just simple dailies. I was putting in my husband's softball games and like my YouTube uploads just in this calendar, but he had a couple of games that he didn't go to, so I didn't track those. And then this would be next week, and we don't have anything coming up for, like this week, and then we have our vacation week. But these are how my dailies have been looking. I just basically use pen and highlighter, how I have been doing in the bullet journal. I've just been doing pen and just highlighter. It really helps for me to keep it simple because that way I'm not focusing on decorating so much the days. I can decorate the week and have the week look really pretty, but then the day spreads, they can just be pure function. And that has helped a whole lot because now I'm just seeing the tasks for what they are versus the cuteness of like decorating and stuff. I intended to use some of this stuff here in this pocket and have not, so it will just get transferred over. And I did take some of that Happy Planner filler paper and stick it here with the intentions to make like daily notes. Should I have them? There's only 2 sheets, but I haven't had any daily notes, so it'll just get transferred over. But I like having at least something here to kind of take the load off of, not having a space to write extra notes, because this little box here can get pretty full. As you can see, like it gets really full because I have stuff pops up during the week. I get reminders. We run out of stuff. I write that stuff down. So yeah, this has been my daily. I do think that I have extra filler paper behind like the actual, I think I do have filler paper. Yeah, I do have filler paper behind the actual weeks, but it's not like a whole lot. And I usually use this for extra week notes. Like if I have like a whole bunch of stuff I'm trying to do, but I use this filler paper for everything. It usually gets dispersed between like meal plans, whether I have notes, whether I'm making lists for something. It just gets divided between a whole lot of areas in this planner. So yeah, this is the update with my home planner. I wanted to do a plan with me for this week, but I was just too busy that I didn't get a chance to dive in and do the plan with me for this. So we ended up here just kind of updating you guys and talking about it. I don't go over all the sections. I know my planner is really chunky, and there's probably a lot of questions like what makes this planner so chunky, but I have a wide variety of things in here. Like I have my meal plan. I also have a recipe book. Like I have a recipe book in here. I have I don't want to show too many like sensitive stuff. I have 3 months of dailies because it's a pain in the butt to try to pull out stuff. So I just keep just enough so that I can do a complete planner overhaul versus just like doing it for 1 month. I have a medical section in here, which I won't go too in deep in because there is stuff in there and I don't want to give that stuff away. But yes, I have a lot of different sections in here in this planner and a lot of different areas that I cover to just help run our home. And I'm hoping that it'll continue to help run the home even after things change for our family in the coming months, because like I mentioned, we may be moving, just me and my son, we may be moving. My husband is going on a deployment, and so yeah, it's going to be real rough for us for a while. So yeah, that's the update, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know it's a long one, but hopefully you stuck around and you hung out with me during the time, and I will try to update you guys real soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye, guys.